So hello, everybody. Welcome to our Sunday night team training call. My name is Marisa Maggio Harrelson, and I have been with Lifevantage. It will be 6 years, and I need to mute everybody, but 6 years, March 28th. So this week, this Wednesday. And I can't even believe it. And so thank you, Carrie Williams, for being my yoga student and having me overhear a conversation a few years ago. It's been absolutely life-changing. This is the real deal. So you're on this call tonight, whether you're new, whether you've been a part of Lifevantage for a while. We are just so happy to have you here and to join us. And this truly is a journey and an adventure of growth and growth and growth on so many levels, because we're learning how to help people on many levels. And sometimes we get in our own way, I think, because sometimes we really, I think we make it harder than it is, or we overthink things and we think we're selling people. And that's really what we don't want to do, right? We want to come into this business and we know we come from your heart, share from your heart, and everything works out well. But then it's the follow-up, right? And it's the close, and that seems to be so challenging for people. I think part of the close and resolving concerns all kind of work hand in hand. And I'm focusing tonight on the close and the meeting after the meeting. And then we will have Dr. John Jelinek speak a little bit about Axio, or speak a lot about Axio. And so you are in for a treat tonight. So when I think, the close, it's so hard for people to ask, but it shouldn't be, because really people are wanting to be led to make a decision. They really are. And if you don't lead them, then how are they going to follow you in a business, right? So it's not about being salesy, but it's finding out what they like. What did you like most about what you saw, but not what did you think? Because then you leave it open like a can of worms, and then you kind of get it into a position that you might not want to be. But what did you like most about what you saw? Or, are you ready? Are you ready to get started? Because that's kind of what I like to do, is have people, get started right away. So one of the things, on the close is, besides what did you like best, I would also say things like, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being, ready to join, where are you? And if they say 7, that's awesome, right? Even if they say 6, that's good. Even 5, great. Then it's like, well, what other information do you need? What other questions do you have that I can help you make a decision? Right? To help improve your life, or help improve your health, help improve your pocketbook. So, each person is also very different, right? You have to know who you're talking to. So, I would say to also people for closing is, how much income part-time would it be to make this worth your while? Those are questions. So you want to give people leading questions. How many hours a week are you willing to commit? I'm going to share something from Eric Worre's book in a moment with you all. But if I could show you a way to make an additional $500 a month or $1,000 a month, working X 5 hours a week for a year, would you be willing to get started today? I love this. Are you ready to get started? That's because they're going to let you know right then and there whether they're ready to get started. With A, they're going to make it maybe a customer, or B, maybe they will become a business partner, or C, maybe they know someone. So I like what I'm hearing more and more. I'm always on this journey to develop myself and to learn more. I don't know all the answers, trust me, and I make mistakes too. But I like to find that not everybody is going to say no, or we hear in these meetings, well, you're either here, A, this won't interest you at all, or B, you'll be a customer, or C, maybe you'll join the business. And let's just say everybody's going to be interested in this in some way. So and this is some nuggets I got from the Pro 5 training that several people were on that are on this call, but is basically, well, here's one way to get someone, not get someone, but here's some way to encourage someone or close someone into maybe becoming a customer, is basically saying, well, are you ready to start biohacking your body? I think that's amazing. Let's get you biohacking your body tonight with a vitality stat. How cool is that? And if they go, oh, I can only order a bottle of Protandim right now, I can't afford the vitality stat. Well, maybe you just start with the $40 bottle for right now. That's how we all started. And let people work up to what they need to work up to, and keep encouraging them and providing follow-up and adding them to customer pages so that they are, learning more and more about our products. Or, hey, you want to partner with me? Well, let's get started in this business together. I think that's amazing. Why not? Lead someone and they'll let you know where they're at. Or see, oh my gosh, someone that you think needs this information? Would love that referral. I think that's fantastic. So do you see how I'm leading with questions that are positive, and my posture is positive? And I just say, fake it till you make it, you guys. Fake it till you make it. But really on the close, it's what did you like best on a scale of 1 to 10? Where are you? Or I think that's awesome that you're here tonight to learn about, make over your body, or you're here tonight to learn about something incredible. And then I think that vitality stack, it's a body makeover, right? So that's what I'm really trying to get in my head, that this is a full body makeover starting at the cellular level. So who wouldn't want that? $5 a day. Well, I can't afford $5 a day. Really? I think about an egg McMuffin and a coffee is probably $5 a day. These are some of the things I think about, but I don't always say those to everybody, but I kind of do say certain things. Well, if people spend $5 a day, or people will spend money at a fast food drive-through, quickly and not even think about it, or people will pay $5 for nothing. So for your health, $5 a day is just an optimal way to stay healthy and to take care of yourself. So I love, and I'm sure all of you know this book, right? Eric Worre, Go Pro, 7 Steps to Becoming a Network Marketing Professional. Well, I just think I marked a few pages here, and if you don't have this, or if you do have it, I like this page 97. Okay, well, we did that. Did it make sense to you? What did you like best about what you saw? Pretty exciting. Can you see how this could be an opportunity for you? Don't be afraid to say that to people. But here are those questions, and it's kind of what we talk about, is based on what you've seen. If you were to get started with this company, this is question 1. There's 4 questions here, and they all feed off of each other. So if you're taking notes, listen up here. So if you were to get started with this company on a part-time basis, approximately how much would you need to earn per month in order to make this worth your time? So that's a great question to start asking people, because they start thinking about, outside of your full-time job. And if they say, well, I want to make $10,000 a month, and they're working full-time, you got to start bringing them back into reality. Because when people say, I'm going to help you make $10,000 a month, I think that's a little overwhelming for a lot of people right away. Okay. So instead just say, what would it take to make it worth your time? And then stop and listen and wait for an answer. So what would it take for this to be worth your time to do this, right? So remember what you have, the products. Now, well, approximately how many hours could you commit to doing that? And to get that kind of income, this allows them to start really thinking about what it is that you're offering them, and the money and the time, right? The investment of time that it would take. And then, well, how many months would you work those kinds of hours to get that kind of income, to develop that kind of income? So this now makes them think about their level of commitment. If they want that $10,000 or $5,000 or $1,000, it doesn't matter. It's just what's the level of commitment. And then here's this. It's the if I could, would you, right? So you can say this a lot. If I could show you a way that you could do that and develop that kind of income working 10 hours a week over 12 months or whatever it is, would you be ready to get started? And then most of the time you're going to get a good answer. Well, let's get you started tonight so that you have your products in 3 to 5 days and you can start blessing a lot of people. So I think, just the close, you need to lead people to make a buying decision. Now, the meeting after the meeting, that is really important, you all. And I think a lot of times this gets hidden. And that's very sad when this happens because the meeting is great. The pre-meeting is spectacular. I actually love when I go to Carrie Williams' home. She's the greeter at the door. I don't even know how she does that because usually I'm all, trying to get everything organized here, but have someone greeting you at the door. Having someone greet your guests at the door, right? And then you've got the meeting, and then there's the meeting after the meeting. So if your meeting is not going over an hour, your meeting after the meeting is going to be a good meeting. And it could, just try to keep your meetings, relatively between 45 minutes and an hour. I know some people are trying to do it less than that, and good luck to you. But I think that the meeting after the meeting is the engaging part. And that's where you go to the person, your guest, whoever it is, even if it's not your guest. Especially you can read body language during a meeting, right? You can tell where the people are into it or whether they're not. And that's where you want to say, what did you like best about what you saw? And then listen to them. What information can I give you tonight to help you make a decision? Or you ready to start biohacking your body tonight? Right? That's the meeting after the meeting and a close. So, we had a meeting here the other night and there were a lot of people here and there's a lot of people that actually stayed. But if it's all distributors staying, please be sure you're working with the guests that are there, even if they're not your guests. That's really important to be a validator. We all learn from our own mistakes at presentations for the meeting after the meeting. So let's say there's a distributor, an elite distributor, talking to somebody, a guest, for another distributor of theirs, right? And then somebody else comes in and kind of interrupts. Don't do that, right? We don't ever want to interrupt. When we see a conversation happening between a distributor and a guest, just kind of wait and see. And they may pull you in for validation. So just because you do not have a guest at a meeting does not mean the meeting doesn't need you, right? So I have learned through this business that, and thank you, Carrie, is that when you don't have a meeting, when you don't have a guest attending your presentation, they cancel at the last minute, whatever, that's when you need the meeting. And then when there's a room full of guests, that's when the meeting needs you. So we all need each other at these presentations. And that's why meetings are so important. I mean, yes, Zoom is great and one-on-ones are fantastic. I think they're the best first-time exposure. But the presentations, the home meetings are building community. And there's so much more that happens than just your guest being there. It helps people build belief. It helps guests take a look at this. What is this? It's the first time exposure, it might be. But it's really important for that meeting after the meeting to be focused and have your materials with you and not to take other people's materials. Have your own. This is your business. So have your own products for samples and have, for the most of the time, and there are exceptions, of course, and we're all here to help people, absolutely, and our new distributors. But guiding your new distributors to, let's say, I personally like this easy flyer. I have these printed out so that I can give this high-level document to anybody. And this is not found on lifevantage.com. It's actually Marcy Preble's Elite Pro 7 under Carrie Dickey's team in California. And it's called duplicatethebiz.com. Duplicatethebiz, B-I-Z.com. And it's called the Easy Flyer. And there are a couple little typos on it right now, but nothing that I would not give somebody. This is an extraordinary document, and it is updated with the earnings income disclosure statement, and it also has the highlights page. So it's like one-stop shopping. It's the company story, the products, there's science, and I always have these. I don't always give them to everybody. I give them to people that are interested, and I ask for their permission. Well, would this be something that would be helpful for you? It gives you information about our products, our company story, and the opportunity. And usually they say yes. But what I also have right now, until this is updated, is I print out the enrollment, the opportunity packs on your website. at the bottom under resources, and it's the updated opportunity packs. So I just let them know, because then they can see what all the products are with them. So that's kind of the close. And the meeting after the meeting is to really engage. And if you are a distributor and you don't have a guest, and if you're a distributor and you do have a guest, don't stay there forever at that host's house, right? And really talk or connect with that host. If it's okay with the host, but maybe that host has to get up really early the next morning, or put her children to bed, or whatever it is, or him. And so just be mindful and respectful about the meeting after the meeting. Help others with that meeting after the meeting. Help answer questions, right? And help people get started right away. I like having paper applications out as well, just in case something happens with the internet, and you can get their contact information that night, and then you enter it in later at your convenience. Especially, just have that as a backup. And that's important to have those forms for the meeting after the meeting. But I like to say, look, we're ready to get you started tonight as a customer to biohack your health, as someone who's interested in the business to partner with us. That would be so amazing and help spread the word of good health. Or perhaps you can refer us to people as well that are open to an opportunity and into helping others get healthier. So now I'm going to change gears. I'm going to bring on Dr. John Jelinek, and I hope I said that right. But John joined Lifevantage in 2012 as a customer, right? And then he's a chiropractor in North Dakota. He has 2 clinics in North Dakota, and he has 2 business partners. He is a father. He has 3 beautiful children and a lovely wife. And I think he's on his own with the kids this weekend, because I think his wife is out of town. And he joined Lifevantage because he just saw the science of what we have, and he saw the extraordinary results people were having. So John is going to speak tonight on Axio, our brain think drink. So Dr. John, thank you so much for being on our call tonight.
You bet. Thank you. And you can hear me okay?
I can.
Perfect. All right. So I get Axio, and thanks for letting me speak on this. This is one that I think gets overlooked a little bit, and I've actually been biohacking my brain for the last few years, and Axio is the game changer in my life and in my clinic and with my patients. And so I have at least 2 to 3 of these a day. I'm actually having one right now, and I'm going to tell you about this hot drink with Axio in just a few minutes. But that actually has been known to help cut the curb with anxiety a little bit. And so when I'm speaking a lot, and especially when, I jot a few notes down and I can ramble pretty well, I always have an Axio to calm the nerves. But I do think this one gets overlooked. And I think this one also is something that everybody has a conversation with, at least somebody every single day. They just don't know it. And maybe you don't know to bring up Axio, but how many times do you meet somebody and you say, how you doing? And what do they say? Some people will say, yeah, I'm good. I'm fine. I'm great. A lot of people in my office, they're going to say, I'm exhausted today. I'm tired. I didn't sleep well last night. My kids kept me up, or I'm up early, and whatever. I mean, a lot of people I know Brett's on here. We're mentally hijacked, right? Our brains are functioning a lot. Maybe people have 2-3 jobs. We're very, very, very busy. And so, Axio comes along and this, you're making your brain function at an optimal level. When you think about it, your brain is the energy source, right? Our body, our muscles give us some physical energy as well, but it all comes from the brain. So we're mentally fatigued. You got to remember, your brain communicates, coordinates, and connects to everything. And so if we can keep that working at optimal levels, we're going to function a lot better throughout the day. Now, another question I get a lot, well, who else needs Axio but besides people that are tired? Well, that's the big one. But I want to read a couple of statistics to you that I got down today. And this just talks about the other side of how many people are maybe consuming energy drinks or coffee. And in the U.S., 83% of adults drink coffee in the U.S. We consume 400 million cups per day. Starbucks, I think globally, they had 4 billion cups globally each year that they sell. Coffee does have its health benefits, but I ran into a 28-year-old that came into my office just this last week. He has a pot and a half of coffee a day and 6 Mountain Dews a day. Now, what do you think that's doing to his blood pressure? You know, he hasn't had a physical in quite a few years, you know, maybe pre-diabetic. And then you look at the energy drinks. I didn't really touch on sodas, but energy drinks, you know, you got Red Bull, Monster, 5 Hour Powers. Sales in 2016, $2.8 billion. These are marketed to a lot of the young people, primarily males, 18 to 34 years of age. They consume the most. You know, but these aren't obviously the healthy options, right? They have increased amounts of sugar, increased calories, carbs. You know, they give you the crash after so many hours. And then what do? You create a craving for the sugar and for the caffeine. So after your 5 hour power is gone, what are you doing? You're reaching for another 5 hour power. Now, with all the sugar and artificial flavors, colors, and everything in these drinks, especially the sugar, what does this do? Increase in sugar creates an increase in inflammation. And we all know what with increased inflammation happens, right? We get an increase in oxidative stress. And so, you know, another reason that we need to drink Axio is low calories. It's sweetened with stevia, natural flavors, natural colors. There's no crash. There's no jitters. Now, a lot of people, and I'm going to go through just a few of the ingredients, and I don't want to take up too much time on them, but how many people, when you go to a store or you look at a drink, you check the back of the label and you're trying to figure out what's in this. Did you know that maybe before we started using the term biohacking, that you were a biohacker because you are looking at those ingredients and looking at that label and you're trying to figure out what's going to be good in whatever you're buying that you're going to put in your body, right? So you're a biohacker. We're all biohackers. And you know, Axio is the best one for biohacking the brain potential. So this is the NRF2 for the brain. But, you know, with some of the ingredients like the B vitamins, the magnesium, the DMAE, aminoethanol, that is in the caffeinated version, the green tea extract, the New Zealand pine bark, L-theanine, the quercetin. So they formulated Axio to lift the brain fog, to make sure your brain is functioning on all cylinders, to increase your mental energy, increasing your physical energy, improving your mood, stress, and it helps also with the focus part of it and your processing speed. And so, you know, when you look at some of those ingredients and what they can do for you, you know, why wouldn't you want to be on Axio? This is, in my clinic for a few of the patients that I see, I've had some phenomenal stories. And now I'm going to throw out the disclaimer, right? I'm not saying that you can treat, prevent, cure, mitigate disease, but you know, there's a lot of good stories out there with kids with autism, ADD, ADHD. I've had several kids from middle school to high school making the honor rolls for the first time. Teachers, when kids get in trouble, they get what's called a Swiss up here. And I've had the teachers calling the parents within a few weeks saying, you know, whatever you're doing with your kids, you know, keep it up. They're doing great. You know, so it's really helping with these kids focusing. Now the kids are also taking, you know, some other products as well in our Vitality Stack. But, you know, the Axio is that one where they're seeing a quicker response. My kids take one to school every single day, and their ages are 6, 10, and 13. They also are using it for sports. I use it before I work out and even after. Right here, before I started, I was showing you my mug. I take half a decaf Axio, and I have a hot tea. I have a lawyer friend in town who was telling me he has 3 of these a day, and he starts his day out with his hot tea Axio. He said his receptionists were also asking what he's drinking because he's getting so much more work done as well because his focus has been improved. A 6-year-old gal with anxiety, her mom started her on the decaf red raspberry, phenomenal results. And so, you know, I think there's a lot of people out there looking for Axio. We just don't know it, but make sure that you're talking to people about this because it's a phenomenal drink. As you know, we have 2 decaf flavors and 3 caffeinated flavors. And so that's my little synopsis on Axio. Game changer in my office, in my life, and with a lot of my patients.
It has been a game changer with so many people. And I have someone that just texted me on my team, Omar Moreno. And, this is why he joined Lifevantage, is because of what it did for his child. And I don't know, Omar, if you want to say anything, but I'm going to let you if you want. It has been just an incredible, because his child could not focus and do anything. Omar, do you want to say anything? If not, that's okay.
Hi, can everybody hear me?
Yeah. Just quickly, a minute or two, that'd be great. Just what you have seen,
right,
and why you're doing Lifevantage.
Probably about 5 months ago, and my son's been on the product, or our son's been on the product, going on month number 8 now. And a few weeks in, as we saw a difference, and that in huge difference. Teachers, IEP teachers started dropping off. So 2 of them, actually, we had to sign off and get them off. He didn't need their services anymore. And here the last 30 days have probably been the most progress, what I've been telling everybody, as far as handwriting and focus and being able to obtain a little bit of information. And his confidence level is just off the wall. It's awesome. So that's why we got in, and that's why we're still in, and we're still pushing hard and trying to share as much as we can to as many people as we can.
And they really are. Omar, thank you. I know you were cutting out just a little bit, but I think everybody got the gist, I mean, it basically, my understanding is it just putting the pieces of the puzzle together, things that are there, the neurotransmitters that are there, that are just like, it's like a fuse, I guess, that went out, and it just lights it up again, right? So pretty extraordinary. If anyone, we have a couple minutes left. If anyone has a question, I'm happy to open it up for questions. Raise your hand.
No. I already read that. I'm not going to say she's lying about it.
All right. So if you have a quick question, just put it in the chats, and I don't even see a place for a chat. Just raise your hand and maybe I can see you. And if not, we'll just end the call tonight. I don't see anybody's faces with a hand up in front of their face. So I think we will be, I hope this was helpful for everyone tonight. Dr. John, thank you so much. What a gift that we have. All of our products affect every part of our being, right? Which makes us all work much better, because it all talks to each other. So I love the Axio tea, by the way. What's your favorite?
I'm having red raspberry right now. Half a red raspberry.
So you just water and the Axio, that's it.
Hot water and Axio, and that's it. Yep, it's great. And that's the way I'll start my day tomorrow.
That's awesome. Okay, well, thank you everybody for joining the call this evening. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. And remember the Carrie Dickey Monday morning team call. I forget the time zone because I think it's 9 a.m. Pacific now. Arizona has to go to that. So, all right, take care. Have a great rest of your evening. Bye-bye.